Hey, everybody. Just very quickly, as we talk here tonight about NXT TakeOver 30, as I said the other day, hard to believe this is number 30. Thinking about it as we went through the day and seeing Corey Graves here and, William Regal being here and just reminiscing through the first arrival to where we are today. It's been an incredible ride, an incredible journey. And before we get started, I'd just like to thank everybody that's been a part of it, from the talent to the crew to, just everybody that's been here to be a part of this and to continue this dream and help all these talent and help their dreams become reality and just continue this process. So I thought we had an unbelievable show tonight. I thought we continued with the tradition of takeovers, delivering something different on a lot of different levels, from wrestling matches to, straight up technical wrestling matches, to ladder matches that were just incredible, to women tearing it up, to, for the first time ever, somebody from the outside, so to speak, and Pat McAfee coming in and just wowing everybody and silencing critics all the way through to Keith Lee and Karrion Kross, new champion. So with that, I'll open it up to the questions. I thought we had a spectacular night. I'm very proud of everybody, and let's go to the first caller.
All right, everybody, we can keep it to one question per outlet, please. Thank you very much.
And everyone, again, it is star one to ask a question. We're going to first to Kenny McIntosh inside the ropes.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Paul. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Tonight. Obviously, I'm good, thank you. It's 3 a.m. here in the UK, but I'm keeping going. I've got the coffee. But it was a great show tonight. Pat McAfee also was Pat McAfee was a big part of it, and like you said a minute ago, he silenced critics. And I guess a lot of people are going to be wondering how much more we're going to see of him in NXT. Is he going to be a regular? Is he someone who? Because a lot of times when outside people come in, they do 1 or 2 matches and we never see them again. What is Pat's status, and could we see more of him?
So I think with Pat, one of the first times I ever met Pat, he looked at me and he said, hey, I want to be this was his terms. He said, I want to be a weapon for you, man, and I want you to grab it and utilize it, and I want to be here. I want to be a talent, and I want to go. I thought he meant as an announcer. It isn't what he meant. And, Pat has every intention of doing this and being not only an NXT superstar, but if the time is right, a WWE superstar in full, and just really doing this. And he has a lot of other commitments, from his podcasts to everything else he does. He has a lot of commitments and a lot of things across the board, but he's very serious about this, and we'll see where it goes. When we first talked about this process, from the in-ring having the match idea of it, he said to me, let's remember this phone call, and you can tell this story when you do my Hall of Fame speech. Pat doesn't lag for confidence, and that's amazing. And I to me, he showed why he is the elite athlete on the level that he's at. He showed why he had so many full rides in college in so many different sports. He showed why he played, professional sports at the highest levels and has succeeded in all the things that he has done. He has the personality. He's got the gift of gab. He has the charisma. He's just got all of it. He's a heat magnet, and when you add in incredible athlete on top of that, and just a gift to have a feel for the business, what he wants to do, he can do. And I'm here to help him do it, and I look forward to that future. I don't know what it'll be, but we're going to have that conversation, and I can certainly say I do not believe at all that it is the last time that you will see Pat McAfee step through those ropes and do what he does. I think, like I said, he silenced a lot of critics tonight, a lot of people that were in the celebrity camp left with a different opinion when he stepped out of that ring. And I also will say my hat's off to Adam Cole. Having done this before, getting in the ring with somebody who it's their first match ever, and working with them, it takes a lot, and there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that that has to be done. And Pat and Adam tore it up. Adam is the consummate pro. I've said that numerous times. I can't say it enough. On every level, from a leader in the back to just a pro on every level, and he showed it again tonight. Why he is, as much as anybody, he is NXT, and couldn't be more proud of what he did in the ring tonight with Adam, with Pat. So my hats off to both of them, to Pat McAfee, just respect, and to Adam Cole the same on just a ring general standpoint.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, man.
Our next question today comes from Mike Johnson, PWInsider.com.
Hey, Mike.
Paul, great show tonight. You guys should be really proud of yoursels.
Thank you very much.
Bit of a surprise. You're welcome. There was a bit of a surprise announcement with the September return of NXT UK. I was wondering what insight you could give to us about the return of the show, logistics of staff who were based in America going over there to work, and whether the originally planned takeover that got pushed back to October is still on the books, or if that's been pushed back again to a date to be determined, given all the logistics of everything in a COVID world.
Mm-hmm. So I believe, I don't know that T's have been crossed and I's have been dotted on October yet, but I believe that will get postponed even further. And it might have already been, that might already be a done deal. I just in this moment cannot recall, but I look forward to the brand starting back up. Our partnership with BT started before all of this happened with COVID, and they've been amazing partners, and they're just really engaged in the brand. And as this was going down and everybody got into the COVID world and things got into lockdown, and we started to think, okay, what is going to happen on the other side of this? We had started conversations before COVID hit around working closer with BT and using their studios in London. They're right in the heart of London. They are truly London-based in a worldwide global city, and they have amazing studios there. And that came back onto the table, and here we go. So we will be setting up there. One of the things that is awesome about it is we can take every safety protocol and every precaution that we can with talent there. We'll be working with minimal staff there, and we will be digitally from here sort of engaging with everything over there. So all our teams there will be on the ground working together, but in restricted fashion and with all the safety protocols, and the rest of us will be here digitally working with them sort of, not the most tech guy in the world, but in a virtual standpoint. We will be here. Shawn Michaels will be here. I will be here. Matt Bloom, different coaches. We'll have directors here. We'll have producers and people working from here, working through their studios. They will be able to see us live on giant video walls, and we will be able to see them and go through everything with them as if we were there in person, but we will be over here. A little bit, for me, that's a little bit all outside of my technical wheelhouse, but everybody assures me it will work, and it will be amazing to see. It's very futuristic, but I look forward to the experience and to doing it. And again, I can't say enough about our partners at BT, and I look forward to putting back out there the amazing product that is NXT UK, and I think that it's only going to get better and better. The talent there are amazing. We're going to continue to build that up. When we can, we'll get back into takeovers and everything else that makes that brand everything it can be. And hopefully when the time is right, we'll be back over there too, because of some of my favorite fans in the world, and I can't wait to get back there in person. So, I will say that for this across the board from a takeover standpoint, God, I miss fans. God, I miss them. I can't state it enough. As hard as we're all working to try to make this special and something for them and incredible, and for them to watch it at home, man, having them here and that energy and that drive and, blow the roof off the place. And there's just moments in time where, something would just be epic and that it will blow the roof off of the place. And, it's just not everything that it can be. Talent are killing it. They're, giving every single thing they have to make this epic. the production crew, giving it every single thing they have, all of it, the writing team, everybody. I mean, it is just a team effort, and everybody is doing every single thing they can to make this happen. But I tell you, we cannot wait to have you back in person.
Well, let's hope it happens sooner than later. And thank you for the time, and congratulations to your crew again.
Thank you very much.
Next up is Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for taking the time. It looked like Karrion Kross's shoulder may have been hurt at some point during this match. Now, I don't know if maybe that's just him being really good at his job, or if something happened, but there were a lot of question marks around that. Is he okay? And I mean, how's he feeling?
I wish I could say, as good as he is at his job, I wish I could say that he was just really good at his job. I really do wish I could say that. I'm going to have to find out. We'll get him an MRI and everything. Right now, it looks like he separated his shoulder. Somewhere in that match, I knew it was hurt. I knew he was hurt. He wanted to continue. Medical team was watching him and felt like he could continue. They felt like they knew it was a separated shoulder, and to the degree that it was, by looking, so they were comfortable with him continuing. He's tough, man, and there's not much more I can say about that. To go through that with Keith Lee, who's a big boy, and when your shoulder is separated like that, is not easy. It's very painful, and he got it through it, and he got to the end. I know he's bittersweet because he's ecstatic in the moment. He is excited in the moment. This is a dream come true for both him and Scarlett. They have worked an entire career to get to this moment, and I can tell you that from the bottom of his heart, because he and I have had that conversation since the first day. So to him to get here, in talking to him earlier in the day, what he almost felt like was this crazy, surreal moment where the two of them, both he and Scarlett, kept saying, it's hard for us to believe we're here in this moment, and it's hard for us to even envision that we are, like, they kept waiting for it to change today, or for something to happen that would change everything. And then you get to that moment, and it's with the uncertainty of something like this in the end. Man, my heart breaks for him. I know everybody here does, but we'll see where he's at, and he's in the back cooling off. Doc's with him. They're going through everything, and as soon as we can get him in a facility, we'll get him an MRI, and then we'll see where everything goes. Hopefully, it's not too crazy, and we can figure out how to work around it or work through it or whatever that is. But we'll figure that out. So on one hand, congratulations to him on an epic just beginning, and he's just delivered on every level to get to this point and have it sort of derail in the middle, when he really felt like this was the moment where he was going to be, for him, all the build up and the hype and all the other stuff, great. And now I'm going to show them that I can deliver on it. And then it sort of unraveled for him in the middle. But like I said, he gutted through it, and here we are. My hat's off to Keith Lee. Consummate pro, and I can't say enough good stuff about Keith Lee. He's just been such an incredible part of this, and a leader in the locker room and everything else. And going out there tonight, and then when a guy gets hurt like that, you're trying to do everything you can to keep it together and get through it and keep him safe and get where you need to go. And he did an amazing job of it. So hats off to both. Unfortunate end to the show of what was a spectacular night, but as the saying goes, not that ballet isn't hard, but it ain't ballet, right? It's the physical business, and people get hurt, and that's where we are.
Thank you, Paul. Hope he heals up soon.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
Next is Nick Hausman, Wrestling Inc.
Hi, Paul. Thanks so much
Nick.
for taking the time to chat.
Thank you, man.
No problem. Well, I wanted to ask you about from this past Wednesday night. On the last call we had, you did comment on the Velveteen Dream situation, but the hashtag Fire Velveteen Dream did still trend after Wednesday night. Do you want to say anything to the fans who still don't feel content with the investigation WWE had, or comment on if any of the accusers were included in the investigation process.
I mean, we've talked about this. We've set our piece on it. I understand people's positions and their feelings of something that they really just are seeing accusations online. So I feel like there's nothing that needs to be said more on it. And again, that's it.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for the time, Paul.
Yep.
Next up is Jim Barcelone, Miami Herald.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Another great
Hello,
show
Jim.
tonight. Thank you guys so much. NXT 30, TakeOver 30. So I'm wondering with Scarlett, she adds so much. She adds so much to the show with Karrion. Are there any, I guess, plans or in the back burner of having her compete, having her wrestle? Or right now where she is, that's where you see her and want her?
I mean, I think she is a very talented young lady that can do just about anything. And I think that's sort of kind of the magic of what she can do, is that you can unveil parts to her character. You can uncover layers to who she is, and all of that. And she does all of it so well. You know, she's what we would on the television side call a cutaway machine in a way. You can just constantly go to her at ringside at any point in time, and she's going to be giving you a great reaction. She's always in the right place. She just adds so much to it. But I think that she has a skill set that she really can go anywhere. She's so multifaceted as a performer, and I really look forward to, as time goes on, seeing where she evolves to, what she wants to do, where she wants to get to. If and when we get to the point where she's in the ring competing, it'll be great, because I've seen her do that too. She's an amazing talent.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll hear from William Pritchard, WrestleZone.
Hey, William.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. So I wanted to ask about having, everybody's been talking about roster moves recently and moving up, down, but you have Breezango back in the fold, and Tyler Breeze was, one of the highlights of the early years of NXT, and I just wanted to know your feelings on having him not only back on the brand, but getting a chance to. Do you feel like you're getting a reboot with him? Do you feel like he adds, more to the program with Fandango as a team, or do you feel like you want to see more guys switch brands? I know on Wednesday's call you said that there's a lot of stock in 7 hours of TV. You can't really pick and choose who you want. It kind of makes sense to work out, but is it something that you want to follow up on more in the future, especially with guys that maybe aren't being utilized on the other two shows?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think everybody's career is going to have ups and downs. I think there's going to be moments in time when you're on top, when when you're in the middle, when you're not, when you're used a lot, when you're not used quite as much. And that is the long-term position that we're in, and I think you see that across the board. But wherever talent that have that ability can add the most value, I think is where they should be. So to me, that's the exciting thing about having this, and having Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, having all of that programming, and even then some. When you talk about the UK and everything else that we are doing now and will be doing in the near future, you just create opportunities, and you go to one place. It's not everything that anybody wants it to be, and you have the opportunity to go to a new territory, so to speak, within the same company and reboot yourself. And I think that you will see that in the years to come across the board. I think you will see talent move from Raw to SmackDown and have a rebirth. I think you've seen that, even in the brands now, where Apollo Crews was in a different role and then he switched, and that's a giant change for him. I think you see it. I just think you'll see it everywhere, and I think that's a great thing for talent. It's all opportunity, and then once you're there and you get that opportunity, how do things pan out creatively for yourself, for what you can accomplish and what is accomplished with you. That will always be ups and downs, but I think the opportunity to do it in multiple places just makes that where everybody can succeed someplace across the board and have long-term careers that are very meaningful without that burnout factor long-term.
Yeah, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll hear next from Jack Hudson, the Inner Sanctum.
Hi, Paul. Thank you very much
Hey,
for your
Jack.
time. Congratulations on a great show.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to talk a bit about Bronson Reed, especially in that ladder match. He had a couple of amazing spots. How remarkable is it to see a guy of that size be able to do those things in the ring and in a ladder match?
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible, right? It's why he was in there. Well, one of the things that I liked best, about that, and even the show tonight, you saw a lot of different things, but you also saw a lot of people get opportunities that haven't had them before. So you see Finn Balor in there with Timothy Thatcher having a totally different kind of match and just going in there and putting on a wrestling clinic, technical wrestling clinic, and in my opinion, just tearing it up. Now that's a different style for everybody, but it's fresh and it's new and it's different. And that for Thatcher, that's an amazing opportunity. You go to the ladder match and you see all the people in there that are getting that success and getting that opportunity at that level. You have the veterans in there, but then to see a Damian Priest who comes out as North American champion, to see a Bronson Reed that gets the opportunity not only on the lead into this, but in the match itself to become a star. And to me, along the last month or so and tonight, Bronson Reed stamped himself as 100% certified a star. Cameron Grimes stamped himself 100% certified a star. Those are big moments for me. Damian Priest did as well. Those are big, coming to the table moments and earning your space there and earning your seat at the table. And they all did that tonight. It's one thing to set it up. It's one thing to get them there, and then for them to earn it in that moment. I was really proud of all of them tonight, and they just took it to a whole nother level. And then, even Candice getting involved in that, which was just, insane and awesome. I loved it. And so that's a great showcase for everybody involved, and really kind of, to me, showcase the depth of what we have when you can bring that level of talent to the table. They deliver at that level, and you're still not even talking about a lot of the top stars in the brand.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Next up is Alistair McGeorge, Metro UK.
Hi, Paul. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Ready to go to bed soon, I think. But,
yeah.
Great show tonight, and obviously a big title change so soon into Keith Lee's kind of first reign. So I was just wondering, obvious question, but where does Keith Lee go from here?
Well, I think that's the thing that you have to watch now, right? So, things don't just happen. They're there for a reason. It's storytelling across the board, and things happen for a reason. So my thing now was, I don't want to give anything away. So you just have to watch now. But Keith is a star, certified star. And I think that he has proved that over the last year. And I think he's proved that over the last few months. And it's a piece of a storyline. Sometimes I think in today's moment in time, people they just react to the moment, and that's understandable. But knowing where things are going, and knowing when you watch them through for the next following months, you see like, oh, okay, great. I understand why all of this happened. And sometimes those things change. Obviously, there was injuries tonight too, and those pieces all. That changes dynamics of everything, but people will understand over time that here's why things were done in the way they were.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We'll go to Alex McCarthy, TalkSport UK.
Hey, Alex.
Hi, Paul. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, thank you. A great show. I particularly
Thank you.
loved the ladder match in there, and I know we had Senegal Garner and Velveteen Dream, two more of the established stars, I would guess, in that match. You went with Damian Priest as the winner, but like you said, breakout performances for Bronson Reed, and it was just a great match, really, where you could have gone in a number of directions. So with the other three that were in the match, how much consideration did you give to who was going to go over, I guess? And do you always have plans for Priest, or was it really hard to decide once you started putting this match together?
So I think, you would say that when you first put all this together, you have a definitive idea of where you want to go with it. And then as it's taking place over the weeks, you start to second guess yourself. You start to see different things happen, and you start going like, wow, this really the greatest thing happens is what you see talent. Like you said, when you talk about those three breakout stars, I think you could look at it and we could have put it on Priest and people would have gone, oh my God, that was the right call. It's so good. I think you could have put it on Cameron Grimes and he would have had incredible heat with it and would have done really incredibly well with it and done something special with it. You also could have done it with Bronson and people would have felt like it was great with all the momentum that he had, right? Those are choices that as you get closer, you start going like, geez, man, I want to look at this again and make sure I'm doing the right thing here. But Damian Priest, he's a talent that, it's funny, I used to watch him places and think like, and he's got all this charisma and all this ability and all this stuff, and he really just kind of, they neutral him everywhere, and he's never really fully given the opportunity to shine. And he came in here and took him a little bit of while to get his footing. And in the last, I don't know, they're not terrible at times. So in the last 6 months or so, maybe a little bit more than that, he has really come into his own where I feel like he's not playing the role anymore. He just is. And to me, that's when this is the best, when guys just are. And, even when I see him backstage, I see him walking around, and I see him everywhere. He just is Damian Priest now, and that is the magic of it for me. And I think that fans see that, and whether they can articulate it or not, I think they feel it. And that's the thing to me. It's a feel business. And when you could feel that, authenticity from somebody like him, to where he can be himself. And being yourself sometimes is the hardest thing to do in this business. Sometimes it's not a good thing. Sometimes it's a great thing. Being himself, he just happens to be a larger than life personality of a person. So when he is just himself, I always felt like every time I saw him work and everything else, I always felt like he was a lesser version of him. And now he's finally being him and letting us into who he is, and it works. It's magic. And he's been on fire lately, and I can't say enough good stuff about him as a talent and a human being. So I'm extremely happy for him. And that's, again, not to take away from anybody else in the match, but he's earned the spot for sure. And I want to go to yeah, thanks. While we're on it too, and then I'll get to the next question. But I want to talk, because it hasn't been brought up yet. But Io and Dakota, I just thought Io and Dakota tore it up tonight and continue the legacy of NXT. It's just amazing to me that the women almost now in NXT can go out there and almost raise the bar every single time they're in the ring. Somebody like Dakota Kai can go out there and do what she does at that level with Io Shirai and just tear it up. And people are like, yeah, that's what they do in NXT. It's what the women do. It's become the normal thing. And you can look at the talent that have come through here. You can look at the talent that are here now. And the talent that will be here in the future. And man, I just, it's hard for me to put in words how good the women's division and the women have been across the board, the athletes, what they do, all of it, and how big that's been, from Io and Dakota tonight, and Rhea and Raquel just coming in and having a quick moment at the end. But like, man, you felt that. When you get on the other side of it, and you start to look back at all the other stuff, man, and you can make a list of just athlete after athlete after athlete in that women's division that just has raised the bar consistently for 30 takeovers now. It's been amazing.
I totally agree. I'm starting with a lot of exciting things. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll do 2 more questions, and then we'll get ready for SummerSlam tomorrow in the Thunderdome.
And next we'll go to Justin Barrasso, Sports Illustrated.
Thank you, Paul,
Justin.
for back in the show. Hey, good evening.
Thank you so much.
I have a question more closely connected to the show, but before I ask, was there an official statement on Mauro missing tonight's TakeOver?
Mauro just wasn't available tonight. And you know, the great thing for me is Corey Graves. But since we announced TakeOver 30, you know, Corey Graves did commentary in the first one, and he's been wearing me out about doing commentary on this one since we first mentioned it. And Mauro was unavailable, and here we are. And I thought he did a phenomenal job. I thought he, Vic, and Beth did an amazing job. And you know, I thank him for being here, and thank him for wanting to be here because you know, like I said, he did the first one. It was so meaningful to him. I mean, just for him getting done last night, and you know, big day tomorrow and all that. But he man, when I tell you, he was wearing me out about being here. He was wearing me out, so it was awesome.
Well, the question, I guess, kind of connects because two, to me, cornerstones at NXT. Sasha and Bayley were present for the show tonight, which I thought meant a lot. It's been 5 years since their classic TakeOver match, one that set a new standard across pro wrestling. What did their presence at tonight's show, TakeOver 30, symbolize for you?
Man, so I break this down a lot of times to passion. And the thing that I respect the most is anybody that is super passionate about this. It really just, it sticks with me. And when people like Sasha and Bayley, it doesn't matter what we're doing, if they're in town and they're here, I know I will get a text during that day from one of the two of them saying, hey, can we come by tonight to say hello, to see everybody, and hey, if you want to put us in a show, we'd love to do something too. Oh, by the way, if you want us to work, we're happy to do that too. Oh, by the way, if you need us there on Wednesday, we'll show up for that too. You know, I mean, they love this. And their passion to want to come here and be a part of it and contribute to it and contribute to the future of it. And they come here and they see everybody that's here. And man, you know, just seeing them lights me up when they're here. It really does. Drew McIntyre, same thing. You know, these are the people that, you know, I did some ESPN media with Drew McIntyre yesterday, and then, you know, as we were getting on the phone to do it, the first thing he said to me is, hey, can I come to TakeOver? You know, it's that level of passion of people that, you know, they don't have to. They just want to. They want to be a part of it. They want to be here. They want to be engaged in it. And that to me is awesome, to want to do it, to have the passion to do it, and to want to, whether it's give back or be a part of it or just witness it or be here and see it, you know, that's the stuff that I love. And there's a lot of talent. And so trust me, there's a lot of talent that call and would love to be here tonight. And they were like, I don't get in until after the show, or, oh, I got to do this media thing, so I can't be there. But man, if I get done early, I'm going to come by. You know, is that okay? And can you make sure security, you know, lets me into the lot? Or, hey, do I, you know, is medical still going to be there? Because, you know, in this time we all got to check in, right, and everything, and go through the process. So, you know, it's awesome to see that level of passion from the talent, the pride that they take in NXT of what they went through when they were here, their fond remembrance of it, and what it means to them, and then they're wanting to give back to that next gen and also come back here and be a part of it. You know, I can't tell you how many talent have come here that went through this, and if they come back here to Full Sail, this just happened to me a few weeks ago with somebody that was here, and they just said, oh my God, like I'm more nervous about this than I've been for pay-per-views and stuff like that. I hadn't been here in so long. It's such a great place, and I don't know, it just brings back memories for them. So that to me, it means everything. Everything.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Justin.
Okay, next question will be our final one.
And that question will come from Brad Lewis, News Hub.
Thanks for your time today, Paul. How are you?
Hey, Brett. I'm good. How are you?
Very, very good. Hey, look, you stole my thunder a bit, talked about Dakota, and I might be a little bit biased, but I really think there was a star-making performance from her tonight. Just tell me a little bit, dive a little bit about her development, especially since the heel turn last year. She's really developed her character. She hung with arguably best women's wrestler on the planet tonight and really made a star of herself.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. To see her growth and development from the sort of person that came in here that was just comfortable being the friend of the other people to the person that was, in some ways, like we did the creative where she was petrified of Shayna Baszler because you could almost see it in her that she was intimidated by a lot of the bigger stuff. And you could almost see it in her face, in her eyes. And I was like, well, we're just going to run with that, But to see where she's come to where she is now, to see her step into it herself and to see her go out there, week after week and put on great performances, to see her get the microphone and cut promos that are great, and to see her go out there tonight. And as you said, Io Shirai, arguably, and this is, I mean this across the board for everybody. You can make the argument that she's the greatest female performer today in ring. To go out there and hang with her at that level and do an amazing job with it, and I think there were, to make you believe. It's awesome. Can't say enough good stuff about her and her growth. Likewise with Raquel Gonzalez, to see the shift that she has gone from just the sort of nervous performer to all of a sudden being this giant badass force behind Dakota Kai, and you believe it and you feel it and she believes it and she feels it. And then Rhea Ripley comes out there like a force of nature and the two of them squaring off. Like, to me, just in that brief moment, star-making moment for both of them. Those are special things. And again, hats off to Dakota Kai, just earning it every step of the way. And she had a win or lose, man. She had a star-making night across the board. She is a player, absolutely, and one of the best in-ring female performers in the world, bar none.
Thanks, Paul. And when all this COVID's over, bring NXT to New Zealand, mate, so we can see her in person.
I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait.
All right, folks, that'll wrap up tonight's conference call. I'll turn it back over to Paul just for a few closing comments.
Hey, so I want to thank everybody for being a part of this and being part of the call. I thought we had an epic night tonight, and we pretty much covered everything match-wise and everything else. I want to put over the staff and the crew here for what we did, and our partners here at Full Sail, because they make it possible for us to do what we do here, and no matter what we ask them, it's like, absolutely, let me figure out how we can do it, man. I cannot say. Full Sail, one, is just it is a hub for what we do behind the scenes, and what they teach these kids here is amazing. The college itself, amazing. But from partners for us, there is no better partner on the planet. Full Sail, can't say it enough. And then on that topic, I would like to say, as I read some speculation, about Joe Belcastro, that has been a lead writer of NXT for a long period of time, and we have a great team here. And Joe has made amazing contributions to NXT, and I want to thank him for that, because he's going to move on to some other things. He had, much like everybody, he had some dreams that he wanted to try to accomplish in life, and he found himself here in a position where if he didn't leave now and try to do those other things, he was like, I will never do it because I love it here so much, and I don't want to kick myself years from now down the road for never taking the shot of trying to do these other things. So that's the hardest thing in the world to do, is give up something you love to try to accomplish something else that you love. My hat's off to him, all the respect in the world. Thank him for his accomplishments here. He moves on to different things, and hopefully he succeeds at those. But if he doesn't, the door's always open, because once you're NXT, you're always NXT, and he's welcome back here at any time. He's been a big part of this, but the team that is behind him, he's done a great job of having everybody ready and willing and able to go to that next level. So we won't miss a beat. It will be awesome, and thank him again for his contributions. Good luck with his future. And like we say in the business, it's never goodbye. It's a see you down the road. Joe Belcastro will see you down the road. And with that, I will wrap this up. Thank you all for 30 amazing takeovers, for participating always in this. And again, like I said before, I cannot wait to be able to do this with all our fans in person, to be able to do these media events after with all of you in person, and just see everybody, because it truly is the lifeblood of what we do. We all do it together, and I can't wait for that day to come. So thank you very much, and see you down the road.